Zoneplex Evocation refines and streamlines gameplay, and also adds a 1 to 2 player challenge mode to further extend your adventures in the Zoneplex.
We're going to walk through the solo challenge mode for Zoneplex, which is similar to the 2-player mode. We removed 30 action cards after shuffling and placed them on the baseboard. What we did is we sorted out all the fear cards from the action card deck. We took out specific relic cards that do not pertain to the solo challenge mode. We begun by setting up the base of the pyramid, and now we are going to randomly generate the Zoneplex. The tiles with the expansion tiles have all been shuffled, and we're using them to create a random map for the Zoneplex pyramid. So our 3 evocation stacks are set to the side, representing one of each fear type, and these fears can be evoked when the player moves their Monkel on a corresponding evocation tile. The difference in this mode is the dark power tiles, which are used in the 3 to 5 player game, now cause -1 warrior monk strength when the player passes through them, so they are cursed tiles. The solo game functions by planning your moves wisely because you're aware that the action cards are very limited in this mode. So the goal is to defeat one of each fear type, collect it. Upon completion of that task, the player draws 1 random sacred symbol card and must place their stone on one of the corresponding sacred symbol tiles on the board and then enter the eye. So it's a bit of a Indiana Jones moment, if you will. Also, the action cards in this mode represent max movement. Another particular to this mode is that it sticks with the base Zoneplex rules where the player can only place stones on spirit chamber tiles, which are these. In 3 to 5 player Zoneplex Evocation, you can place your stone anywhere on the board. So up to 2 spaces. And then we'll go here. So 1, 2, place a stone. It should be noted that in this mode there is no influence points, so we will be disregarding this particular score track. So I chose to go onto a curse tile. In this case, I am only at 1. Warrior monk strength, you can't go below 1, so it doesn't do anything to me in this particular instance. So I want to place my stone since this is the only way I can defeat these fears. Now I have all 4 stones on the board. I'm going to want to go to one of the evocation tiles to evoke one of these fears so I can fight it. And I'll explain how these stones work and how damage is dealt. I evoked this purple fear. I will roll for its strength. It is a 7 plus the die roll. So 8. 7 plus 1. In this mode, the first thing you do is sacrifice stones, and then your warrior monk does his actual physical attack, if you will. The stones are worth the number of stones you have on the board. So if I was to remove the 4th stone, it does automatic 4 damage. If I remove the 3rd stone, 3 damage. 2nd stone, 2, 1, 1. So I have automatically a total of 10 damage I can deal to that particular fear. After that, if the fear is not defeated, I can do my physical attack, which is the die roll plus my strength. I can choose to not sacrifice all the stones, sacrifice 3 of them for 5, 6 damage, which would leave the fear with 2 strength, and then I would have to roll the die and see if I defeat it. But I don't want to risk it, so in this case I will sacrifice all stones, dealing 10 damage and thus defeating it. I remove the stones from the board and return them to my player mat. Take the defeated fear. I gain 1 warrior monk strength and 1 relic. And in this mode, the relics are, we remove a bunch of relics that do not pertain to the solo adventure. And that's detailed in the rule book. We will continue. Keep on drawing synchronicity cards, which pertain more to the 3 to 5 player game. But in this case, it's free movement, and you can forfeit movement and remove a stone, which isn't that important. So the up to 3 space movement is the pertinent action you can take from it. I have all my stones placed, and I will now go for the green strong guy right here. He's at 10. If I wanted to, I can just take the fall, lose 1 warrior monk strength, and then that fear will cycle back to the back of the deck, and possibly a weaker fear can be there that I can then take with my warrior monk strength. But in this particular case, I did receive a relic, the Trionyx contraption, which allows me to re-roll my warrior monk strength attack. I will just go for it. I'll first determine his strength, 10 plus the die roll. Is that 11? So I will sacrifice all my stones. He's down to 1. I roll my attack. I rolled actually a 0, so I will use the relic to re-roll. Another 0, so I have gone down. And now that fear is cycled to the back of the deck, and a big boss fear has emerged. So this is pretty hairy for me right now. I'll continue to place stones throughout the board. So that could have cost me the game, since there are not a lot of cards left, but we'll play this out and see what occurs. I'll return to him, take the fall, so cycle a new weaker fear. Stepping in and out, I'll face the weaker fear, which is a +9. I rolled a 0, so it's at 9. Sacrifice all my stones, thus defeating it, adding it to my collection, gaining 1 warrior monk strength, and receiving 2 relics. And these relics could make or break the game here. So now I need to gain the blue fear. There's a blue evocation tile not too far from me, so a good strategy would be to place stones in this vicinity where there happen to be a bunch of spirit chamber tiles to get enough stones charged up so I can take that blue guy out. And it appears that I have lost this challenge mode. The cards ran out. I simply failed. But we can try again. Leave the board in the same configuration and reshuffle the action cards and see how it plays out. What's kind of nice in this mode is that it is somewhat meditational, much like a lot of one-player games. It was inspired by Onirim and such. It's an enjoyable adventure to pass the time. It should be noted that in 2-player it's pretty fun, since it does pit you up against the other player, and you can use relic cards to mess with the other players. And the 2-player challenge mode, it has some fun replay value with it. And also it should be noted that there's more action cards in 2-player mode. not quite as short as the solo challenge mode. So I will remove 30 cards, and we will begin. You can see every move counts. In this scenario, I can see there's a lot of weak fear cards in the evocation stack, so I'm just going to aggressively put out stones and start to take these guys out. So it's a +5, roll his strength. 7. If I sacrifice 3 stones, then I have 6 damage, and I could roll the die, try and take him out. I think I'll do that just so I have another stone still out on the board. I have a 25% chance of failure. Let's see what happens. Got a 2, so he is gone. Add him to my collection and grab a relic and go up 1 warrior monk strength. Got a card that increases my movement, which is good. Now to continue to place out stones. There's a bunch of obstructions and walls and dark power tiles here, so I don't want to go there, even though I was thinking about going against the blue fear here. I will go for that fear, the purple one at the bottom here. It's a +5. I will roll the die to determine his strength. 7. I can do this, take the same risk, and only sacrifice 3 stones, so I'm at an advantage. So I will do that again. 3, 4, 5, 6 damage, so he's at 1. I rolled a 1. 1 plus my strength. 2, 3, he's gone. I take him, go up 1 strength, and grab 1 relic. Okay. I'm in a really good position because I already have 2 of the fears. Lucked out by having some weak ones at the beginning of the game here, so I will continue. I will use this relic to increase my movement 1 step and emerge. I want to be close to a blue, or should I emerge? I'll go for that one. I think I have enough time to go down there and then hopefully complete my final mission, run back up. Okay, so he's a 9 plus the die roll. That was a lot of cards that I just went through. We will see if I can defeat him and have enough time to get out. He is actually a 9. I rolled a 0. He is pretty much gone. I will sacrifice all my stones. Got him. And I gain 2 relics. Another amplified movement relic, which is good. And just like the original game, you could only have max 4 relics. So now that I have a complete set, I grab a random sacred symbol card. And that is my final mission. I need to place 1 stone on a sacred spirit chamber that corresponds to this symbol, and then exit the Zoneplex before the cards run out. But I actually see one near the exit. The fates are on my side. And I will use the Scarab Amplifier to increase movement. 1, 2, 3. 1. Whew. So I got the final mission completed, and now I have to exit. 2, and now the last card. I made it. The cards all ran out, and I successfully beat the solo challenge mode. So you can see it's pretty tight and pretty down to the line. It's all about planning your moves wisely and seeing how much time you have left, particularly when I was in this section here and climbing back down. because of these walls, it caused me to cycle through more cards, so it made the odds pretty strongly against me. But fortunately, I had an easy final mission of a tile that's near the top and was able to place a stone and exit. So that is how the solo game works, and also how the two-player mode works. As mentioned before, two-player does pit the players against each other, so there's more relics in play that can divert the other player, so it's pretty fun in that sense. This is Zoneplex Challenge Mode, a fine meditational experience in the evening. Thank you for watching.
Zoneplex Evocation, out now. Investigate more at zoneplex.net.